Welcome to Corks and Convo, a podcast that dives into real life topics. I'm your host, Regina, along with my co hosts, Shadon and Tiffany. And today's topic, ladies, is pushing through or knowing when to quit. So here's the thing before we get into it, what y'all drinking?
Oh, faithful ginger ale.
Tiffany, what is that? What is it, Tiffany?
So I had to get me a little cream brulee latte today from Seventh Brew, and the line was wrapped around the building, and they are so addictive. It's so good. It's a sugar-free one, but that's like my other thing when I don't want to have alcohol. Like that's my little treat right there. So
Okay, well, your liver thanks you.
Coffee and convo. Yeah, coffee and convo for me.
Okay. And I'm ginger ale it and combo today. I danced for the Lord today, both services, and I'm still feeling pretty holy. Anyway, let's talk about this conversation. Let's talk about the conversation. Let's frame it like this. So every day we have relationships. So whether they're romantic, your friends, your family, anybody, this subject is based on any kind of relationship. So for me, when I think about it, knowing when to quit versus keep pushing through, it really depends on what the situation is. Because some relationships you think about and you be like, is the juice really worth the squeeze? I don't know. Go on, Shadon, tell me what you're thinking.
I'm waiting for some answers because I think the older that I get, my patience are very, very short. So I quit real quick. Like it's not worth the squeeze for me.
Everybody, you quit everybody.
I quit everybody. I quit my parents just a couple of hours ago. So shit, I just be like, listen, I checks out. I checks out. That's why I was like, I'm waiting to hear, and I hope some of the audience will come in with a comment because I want to know too. Because like even when I'm looking at just things on social media, like how you say Tina Campbell, just all of these things, like knowing when enough is enough, when to actually quit.
Well, look, Megan said Megan ain't playing. She said this is a non-negotiable. And I'm so proud of her. I'm sorry for her, but I'm proud of her for knowing her worth. I really am.
Yes. This is what I say. I'm a quitter. I'm like Meg. I'm a quitter. And that's what I do. I quit. I feel like I've had enough. I'm out.
So it's not necessarily for me. I don't feel like it's necessarily quitting. I feel like I choose me.
That's what I was gonna say. You pushing through for you. You are pushing through for you. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. So Tiff, what do you do?
I do look at what am I relieving myself from? If relief am I going to get from quitting? So that's how I look at it. I look at it from the perspective of, is it going to make me better or is it going to put me in a worse position staying? So I look at the pros and cons. I pro and con it. And then I do like that old process where you put all the benefits on one side and all the negatives on the other side. And I look at the two sides and I make my choice, because it's not that hard. We just got to get our heart and our feelings and our emotions out of stuff. I think that's the biggest thing that keep us in mess. We be having our heart in it, or we have this loyalty that we feel we owe these companies. You have to take all that out, and you got to just put where the metal meet the road, and put the facts on the facts, and let the outcome do the rest.
But that's the hard part, Tiff. Like for me, I am a very I don't know. My emotions kind of rule a lot of my things, and so it's very hard now. I keep on bringing up Megan Thee Stallion, even though this relationship I'm talking about is not a romantic relationship. I'm talking about, so for me, Megan did a decision based on his action. I did a decision based on, remember I told y'all about my ex-friend who I talk about me to somebody else. Remember that? So I
Mhm.
had to do something. I didn't have time to ponder it because you said what you said. And I heard what you
Mhm.
said about me. So even though it's hard, and it's probably been maybe 3 years now. And no, it might have been 2 years. It might be 2 or 3 years. But like today is her
Mhm.
birthday. I still remember that because she was my friend since birth, since the crib. So I still remember those
Aw.
things. I really did today want to send her a text and say, I really do miss my friend, but I don't keep no doors open that I don't want open. So for that reason, she will not get a text. But
Mhm.
based on those actions, I had to make a hard decision and choose myself. And I'm saying that Megan did the same thing for her because that action,
Mhm.
you have to make a decision right then and there. It's a little different than for me, like a romantic relationship where you done told him two, three, four, 15 times and he didn't get it. And then you trying to say, should I stay or should I go type
Mhm.
of thing. This hurt the action that I'm using for my ex friend. I'm gonna call her ex. Um is that I because it
Mhm.
happened the way that it happened and so fast I had to make a decision fast. Now did my emotions and feelings catch up
Mhm.
with the decision? I still don't think they caught up with it, but I know that you teach people how to treat you. And ma'am, all the things you said about
Mhm.
me, and you were talking to somebody, so that means you've been talking about me. You never said my name, so that means you've been doing that for a long time. You're comfortable talking about me. For that reason, you're history.
Mhm. And I wouldn't say that it just stops with you. I would say that that behavior has probably been her behavior throughout her life. And so with you, you were just another person that she did, she showed who she was. Because a
Hmm.
lot of that is not just, oh, because it's me. People do what they do because that's who they are. That's my thoughts. There's stuff
That's
inside
a
of us
fact.
that's gonna come out. And if you dealing with the same person ongoingly, you could, like, I had a best friend over 40 years, thought she was the best thing since sliced bread, and got some words out of her mouth directly to me. And it made me say, whoa. And I stepped back and I had to look at who was this chick? Who really was this girl that I was picking up in the, 10th grade and driving around, and me and her just side by side? People not who you think they are all the time.
They're not all the time.
Mhm. They do, and do stuff that surprises you. Like, I think I've never
Yeah.
been the person who had a whole lot of friends. So I if I call you my friend, I call
Mhm.
you, like you're really, really dear friend to me. So it'll take me a minute before I like cut off a friend. But I'll say, um,
Mhm.
I've had enough. And once I say I've had enough, like once is, I want to try to do it ahead of time before it's draining me to capacity. Okay. So no, I think when it comes down to a friendship versus a relationship, um, depending on how far I'm in it, you know, like I was saying, I think it depends on, how like you've been in a relationship for a long time, maybe 5 or 6 years. It's going to take you a little bit longer to leave the relationship versus we just talking, we just got together, I'm just meeting you and I'm getting to know you. And same thing like with a friendship, like I think my friends that are, as I say, just dear to me, I most definitely would take a minute, like, as long as it's not like one of my boundaries. Like I see yours, Ree, as in someone that was rude, that was disrespectful. Like I can't even trust you as a friend. So
Yeah.
it's no way that we could
Mhm.
finish this because
Right.
I believe, like you can't be friends with a person who's jealous, a friend who is devious, and a person who's like that. But
Mhm.
when, like my question always comes when it's like, when do you leave? Like when you're looking at Michelle Obama, say, like, for 5 years I didn't
Mhm.
like my husband, and then he got out. Here we are. Like,
Mhm.
what? For 5 years you didn't like the fella? Like, did we cut that off? Like, what I'm saying? Like, when is enough enough? I guess unless it was just because
Mm.
she didn't go into it like, he didn't cross any of my boundaries and stuff like that. Because I think, like, even when it comes down to young girls and you're leading and you're saying these things, I think like you have to guide with clarity. Like, he didn't break any of my
Mm-hmm.
foundations. He was working all the time, so I didn't like him. Something like that. So I really don't even know all the backstory of Michelle Obama and Barack. But I'm just saying, she said she didn't like him for
I
5 years.
think
And all,
I know, but I think when you're in a marriage, it's harder. It's a little bit harder to make a hard decision like that, a fast hard decision. It it requires planning, because I know, but what I think when she said she didn't like her husband, I don't think that she meant in the sense of, I feel like when you're young in a marriage, it's a lot of building that you have to do, and
mhm,
you're still trying to, each one of
Mm-hmm.
you are trying to find yourselves, and so you're trying not to lose the little bit of yourself as you build with somebody else. That part is hard. She gave an example of in her book, like, he can just pick up and go to the gym when he wants to. I got the kids to take care of. So
mhm,
those things created a feeling
Mm-hmm.
towards her that she didn't like that. That's what I think, those kind of things that's what I think she meant by disliked him,
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't think about, oh, she might want to go to the gym too. So it's those kind of things, but that's all part of building in a relationship. When you're young, you have to you got to let them know, hey, I want to work out too sometimes. I want to get away from the kids sometimes too. I need a little bit of me time too. So it's those things. So I
Mm-hmm.
can see her making that kind of statement. But when it comes to,
Yeah.
when do I continue to push through, just like a job you're on
Mm-hmm.
and you're not happy with your job, right? You're not happy with your job, you keep pushing through until you find another job. Now, when you're young, you might quit and say,
Mm-hmm.
F this job, I don't want it no more. But when you're older, you'll be like, well, let me get
Mm-hmm.
out of here before I start flipping tables. You know what I mean? So you have to make the decisions based on the situation, and that's what I mean. Like, I have to make the decision based on the situation, because there are other times when I feel like I got to push through. An example of that is, me and that gym got a love-hate relationship. I got to push through because it's
Tell
a
me
goal
about it.
that I need. I want good health. You got to push through. Do I like it? Absolutely not. At
Yes.
4:30 a.m., absolutely not. At
Mm-mm.
5:30 a.m., absolutely not. Look, at 5 p.m., I still don't like it, but I do what I
Mm-mm.
got to do. So I push through. So it really does
Me either.
depend on the situation, right? So it just depends on the situation. And it's hard
Yes.
to really just say quit some things, or somebody. Like, it's really hard, but trust and believe.
Mm-hmm.
If I come to the decision that I'm going to quit it,
Mm-hmm.
um I can detach with the quickness.
mhm, mhm.
And what do you get from quitting? That's always been my thought. Like, if I quit tomorrow, I'm gonna look at myself and I'm gonna not be happy with myself. And I feel like
Hmm.
it's something that I get from that gym. I know it's the dopamine. I know I need that. I know I need
Mhm.
to release that. And if I don't, I'm all over the place. So it
Yeah.
helps us in more ways than we realize, not just the visual. It's helping our mental also to
Yeah.
do it. So it's just you gotta do it. You
You
gotta
gotta do
do it.
it.
You gotta find a way to incorporate that.
Yeah. And who wants to be a quitter? Nobody wants to be a quitter. Like, I get that, but, and like I
Absolutely.
said, for me, for the gym, it's for my overall health. Like you mentioned, of course I want the physical benefits from it, but I also like the mental and benefits from it, because I'm a person that's busy, 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 and that's my me time. That's my time to pour back into me. It's an investment in my
Agree.
own self. So I get those type. I get that. I
Mhm.
get that. Do I want to quit every single day? But do I push through. But
Every day.
every day, every single day, mm, every day, 6 days a week, I push through. But it's hard. And then, like today, I danced at church, so that's 7 days. Come on, Riri, I did it. I mean, ask my knees and my ankles something. They
That's
quit on me in the
awesome.
middle of the dance. They quit on me. in the middle of the dance, but I still dance the second service too. I put a little sleeve on my ankles and I kept it moving. But
Bless your heart.
it's always harder to make that first move. When you decide that you don't want something anymore or you need to make a change, it's
Yeah.
always hard the first few steps.
Mhm.
And so one of my words, you ever see stuff on social media when they say, um, find a word that describes you using the first letter of your name. And I always say resilient. But resilient doesn't
Mhm.
mean take a
Yeah.
take any kind of abuse. So
Mhm.
that's when I had to make sure that I'm either
Mhm.
being resilient or you can't say the R word no more because it's offensive. But is am I being because I not gonna stay around here for you to do these
Mhm.
things to me. I just can't do
Mhm.
it. My mom
Mhm.
ain't raised no fool. Now that's what she didn't do.
Mhm. Mhm. No, that's awesome because I'm trying to tell you, knowing when to quit. It took me 20 years to leave one job. I know I wanted to leave, but how you say the
Hmm.
reward at the bottom of that, I had to keep going. I had, like responsibilities and things like that that came into play. But then I just always knew that it was something else out here for me. And so then I left and went to another job. But, everywhere you go is always, it's a different type of situation. And it's always
Hmm.
going to challenge you. So, like, when is
Hmm.
the challenge to the point where it's like, this is a bit too much? That because I told
Hmm.
you I quit the job every day too, 5 o'clock in the morning. I quit the job every
I
single day.
know I be seeing your posts. You always putting something up like, do I got to go in this place?
Exactly. I might complain about this fuck ass job, but I'm gonna go. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and same thing, like, like you want to see the end results, but
Hmm.
sometimes it's one of those things that, like I say, like, okay, when it's getting to the point where you're really, really challenging just my peace, when I be like, no, you're bothering my peace. I'm sitting here being really quiet. I'm at peace. Do not come with your foolishness. This is enough. Or sometimes I'm going to call out. That's why I got PTO. I've had enough. I will walk out and be like, oh, I have had enough. I have had enough. Let me try to reset and come back and do it again. But I do. I quit them all day, every day. And I hang up, I blocks, I ends it because I've like my tolerance is about this close.
Hmm.
It's not much. As older I've gotten older, I don't have time for foolishness. I be saying to them little kids, get away from here with these TikToks. I'm doing work. Like,
Hmm.
what is this? Done.
What I find is I have to every day, like seriously, like before I leave my house or get on a computer for work or whatever, mentally, I got to get my mental in order. Like for real. Like I'm talking about some good stuff in my mind, in my head, you know what I mean? Some scriptures, all the whole nine. And I notice with that, and then once I get up and whatever my day be like, I'm more reluctant to have a better attitude. I'm less likely to get frustrated so quickly, and
Hmm.
I just know it just starts with us. It starts with us. We gotta figure it out. We all that popping and getting upset because we're screwing up our nervous system every time we do that.
That's
Like I
true.
want my nervous system to be functional. I don't want spikes and dips. You know what I'm saying? I want it to stay like that right there. And I know if I ain't together and right, it's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, I'm working towards getting there. I still got a ways to go. I try my best to be better every day, but I got a ways to go. So I'm working on it. But I did tell my sister today that the coworker that I said I was gonna cuss out, I didn't cuss him out when I had to go in the office last week
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
because we had the employee appreciation. There was a lot of people around, so I didn't do it then.
Employee
But I was
appreciation.
saying I was gonna do it. But today at church, the
Woo!
pastor, we had a guest pastor preach for my pastor's anniversary, And he said, why would you, if you on assignment on high, why would you come down in the valley to deal with valley stuff? And that thing hit me because I
Come
definitely
on.
am
Come
on
on.
assignment too
Come
high to
on.
come down to this deal with this valley stuff. But here's my thing. I'm a big proponent on teaching people how to treat you. I like to nip stuff in the bud. That's not have no
True.
misunderstanding. So
Mhm.
that's kind of where I am with that situation. Like I don't want him to be sliding and then next week he's sliding again. So I'm gonna go in
Mm-hmm.
there with the right mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens with me when I let stuff slide? The next time I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to explode because I
Mhm.
didn't held it
Mm-hmm.
in, and then I
Mm-hmm.
explode, and I be done lost my job because I be done hemmed them up somewhere. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm really trying my best, but I do believe you teach people how to treat you, and sir, and
Yeah.
I think the reason why it irks me so bad is because he is of a different race. And I feel like we don't get the
Mm-hmm.
respect we do from them. And I will not let him down talk
True.
me, treat me any kind of way, try to, his little dry diss. I don't like none of that. I don't like none of them. I'm gonna try my best
Yeah.
to hold my mule and not say
Yeah.
nothing.
I think this is a good teaching moment. I think this could be a good one-on-one conversation between yourself and him. And I think it would be really good to put that and solidify those what you just said one-on-one with this guy and just let him know, kind of like
Well,
a
I planned on
pre-warning.
having
That's
it one on one.
yeah.
Yeah, I had planned on having a conversation with him one on one. Anyway, I'm not a person who likes to make a scene. I'm not that person. Because if I
Mm-hmm.
was, I would have said it at that employee appreciation. But so he was with one of our other coworkers, and the other coworker was like, "Hey, Regina," and I was like, "Hey," like happy to see him. Then the other guy was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hi," because I knew. But I just was like, I'm not gonna make a scene. I'm not. I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a conversation one on one. I told you I already told my supervisor, oh, it's coming. And she even told me, you still want to talk?
Yeah.
I still want to. I do believe you teach people how to. I'm going to always treat everybody with respect unless they show me it's not warranted. I have never
Right.
done anything to this person to make him feel some kind of way. Never.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
probably something inside,
Yeah.
internal.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
how some people are like, oh, she
Definitely.
remind me of my mother or
Hmm.
something. Something it's something internal. Like how you say, Nancy, that's one of the things I have, I think, got since I've gotten older is learning when it's not my monkey, it's not my show.
Mm.
And
Mm.
leaving people. That's why I say I quit all the time and leaving people where they are. Like I think I've done a lot of trying to force people to do and this is what you're supposed to do. I am shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like that now. I'm like I see how you do stuff and that's your character. I'm not your
Mm.
mama. I'm not here to
Mm-hmm.
teach grown people. And I'll be like
That's
that.
right.
But that's what I say, like somebody, like I said it, like give me counselor because honey, I quit. I'll be like, I'm not here to be your mama
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
teach you how to treat
Mm-mm.
people, how to talk to people. If that's who you are, at your core, I see it because it just slid off, just like how you said about your friend. Like I can't teach you how to
Mm-hmm.
be a friend.
Hmm.
Like I could say, oh, you're not going
Right.
to do this to me. Yes, you did. So what I'm gonna do is
Mm-hmm.
vacate.
Exit
Like
stage left. Yeah.
yeah, like I just be like,
Yep.
whether I got to sit here and be by myself for the rest of the time, that's the way it's going to be. But I'm like, as
That's
long
it.
yeah, like
Exactly.
I just don't want to have the extra conversation about relationships, talking to all of those type of things. Even if you don't know how to communicate, go on over there in the corner somewhere. But don't you come out here
Mm-hmm.
talking all crazy because I'm blocking. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we
Mm-hmm.
can't do it. So no,
Agree.
that's what I meant. Like that's why it's like
Mm-hmm.
I need to know when because honey, my wins is every day. 3 seconds flat. That's when it went for me.
Oh my goodness, Shadar.
It is. I just my patience, the older I get, my patience. I just was talking to my parents. I
Mhm.
was just like, you're not going to drive me crazy. That's enough for today.
Them raising them
Yeah.
parents is a whole nother relationship
There you,
conversation that we didn't
there
have
you,
and gonna keep having.
there you
'Cause-
go. And so I'm like, I have to get out of here. I got to get out of here because
Mhm.
people are going to do what they want to do.
Mhm.
And so and
That's
who am
right.
like,
Exactly.
I like have to let God, like I have to pray about you and be like,
That's
all right,
it.
that's not for me. And that's
Mhm.
it. Because
Right.
like
That's the
what am I,
truth.
it's gonna upset me. I'm gonna be upset, tired, drained,
Mhm.
trying my best to try to make sure you do what you
Mhm.
this what you're supposed to. You're supposed to respect me. I'm respecting me.
I
Mhm.
got
And
it.
that's my respect.
Right.
I
And the
got
way
it.
and the
Like
way
I
our
just
brains work, y'all, our brains are made to whatever we take in it don't have a respect of person. It's gonna affect us if it's negative or if it's bad. Our brains and our bodies are affected by anything we allow in. And it don't say, oh, that was your mama, that was your daddy, that was your daughter, that was your son. It's gonna take it in and it's gonna
Mhm.
make us affected. And then we're gonna sit here and ruminate and think about it. So what do you
Wow.
think it happens? What happens to your body every time you rethink about this stuff? You get more and more frustrated and irritated. Your nervous system be all out of whack. So that's why
Mhm.
we gotta guard that. When you feel that behind your ears, that heat, that frustration levels, right?
yeah. I'm trying to tell you. That's why
Mm-mm.
and it's so many things. Like I'm gonna say this. I know when I'm about to say some messed up shit. I know. I know when I'm in red form, I'm gonna do something disrespectful. I'm gonna say something, and by all means, if you don't like something I say, cut me off too. But I know it. So for me to sit here and try to
Mm-hmm.
tell a grown person, I'm not. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
So
I,
go ahead.
I had a cousin, she and I have always been close, and we were talking about me doing something like an event that we normally do. And I told her I'm gonna opt out this year because I'm feeling some ways in this family. And so I opted out. I'm not doing it, right? So I get a call where they're trying to like double up on me, right? So I said, yo, let me tell you something. I am an adult. She said, well, with all that education, I thought you could make a logical decision and overlook some of that stuff. And I said,
Wow.
from a logical decision, educated adult, I am making a logical decision because if I come, it won't be a cookout. It's gonna be a turnout. So I'm gonna make a logical choice. And I had to say that to my cousin who's older than me, but it pissed me off because that's another person trying to step over your boundaries. And it comes from all different people. You just gotta deal with this shit. Excuse my French. You gotta deal with their asses. Wherever they meet you, hey, meet them.
And meet him there. Yeah.
Meet them.
And that's a fact, Tiff. That is a fact. And it seems like, the hurt usually comes from somebody you know. So it rarely
Yeah.
comes from just a random stranger. So you have to have your
Mm-hmm.
boundaries and your guards up with everybody. So even with my kids, like I'm not a last minute person. You can't call me and ask me to do anything last minute. I have my schedule is booked from now
Mm-hmm.
until 2020. What's the next year? You know what I'm saying? So I'm already booked. So you can't just think
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, can you do this tomorrow? Tomorrow ain't happening. I had a situation
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Nope.
Where me and some girlfriends are going to Chicago just to eat. We are calling ourselves the Day Trip Divas. We just want to go into a city, eat, and then we coming back home.
That's nice.
And
Uh-huh.
um,
I
you
love
know,
that.
when people add different people to your group and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I made t-shirts for our trip called Day Trip Divas
Mm-hmm.
last week because I knew that I would be busy this week and we're leaving this Saturday. Then I get a text today, Sunday. So I made these t-shirts last week, Saturday. I get a text today say, hey, somebody else is joining us. Can you make them a shirt this size? I hope I have time. I can't make no promises. That's why I made them last week because I knew my schedule was busy this week. So I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try what you cannot do.
Yeah.
What you cannot do, you can't do.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it. And like I said, I am a
That's right.
person that has to plan a lot because I stay busy. So that's why I did what
Right.
I do stuff. I do stuff, I plan it out
Mhm.
based on what my schedule is going to look like. So I knew that I was going to be this week was
Mhm.
going to be busy because I'm starting another hand dance class on Thursday. So I'm be Monday at my regular place, Thursday in
Mhm.
Waldorf. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna
You're
be tired.
gonna be busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why
Mhm.
I was like, let me get this out the way so I know that that is done. Now, the funny thing is, I do think I already have the shirt size that the person needs. So I may just go ahead and do it on Tuesday because I usually have
Mhm.
dance practice on Tuesday, but since we dance today at church, we off this Tuesday, so I may have a little bit of time on Tuesday. So we'll see. But my thing is, my point for saying that is that you have to have boundaries. I'm not overextending myself for people.
Yes.
I made it clear when I sent the
Mm-mm.
text in the group chat that this person was not in. I need y'all size because I need to do it this week because I got other things to do. So I'm keeping my
Mhm.
boundaries and I'm not overextending myself for nobody. And that includes my parents, my children. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it no more. I'm going to do what's comfortable for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Say, hit that one on the nail. And
Hmm.
that's a boundary, and that's you standing on it 10 toes, and that's what I
Hmm.
say. You got to
Yeah.
stand on it. If not, we'll fall for anything.
Yes.
Period.
So we speak on it. I'll drink to
That's
that.
right. Yep. And what do you guys think about the quitting or the following through? Do you guys think moving forward, are there any steps or anything we're gonna do prior to making that choice? Like for me, I have to think about this because some things you do have to kind of a choice. So what would be y'all's advice for people that need to decide whether to quit or push through?
My advice is do what feels right for you. I do think that I'm not a person who would give up on somebody who's trying but just haven't met the level that I feel like they should be at because everybody is on different stages of life. So I wouldn't give up on certain things. Now this big grown funky man that's this big old age and he ain't doing right, he gotta go. But
He
other
got to be a
things,
funky man.
yes, but other things, yes, but I just feel like you have to honor your own self and your peace matters.
Mhm.
So for me, if it costs me my peace, it's too expensive.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Shadon.
Yeah. What about you, Shadon? Any lasting?
I would say when you have that space, like it's sometimes you can get into an argument, and honestly, if you're letting God lead you, you can keep on going. But I think He gives you a real quick one, like this is draining. That's when to let go.
Yeah.
That's it. Because like
Mhm.
if you can get up and keep going, that time that you just sitting there, you gotta sit in the tub, or you gotta sit there just too long. That's a wrap. That's interrupting my peace.
Mm.
Discernment.
That part. So like if I
Yes.
now you
That's
see if
right.
I can keep
Discernment.
going,
That's a good word.
yeah.
Discernment.
Hmm.
If I can keep going, I'm still talking. But when I be like, I'm out. It's no turning around. I'm out because
Mhm.
I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. I'm drained. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, good, y'all. Well, we're at 36 minutes. Any lasting remarks from either of you for this
No,
session?
no,
Those were
choose
all
you.
great
Just
comments.
choose you.
Mm-hmm.
Choose you. Have
When you get that feeling,
discernment. Choose. I'm saying,
mm-hmm.
like,
When you get that feeling,
yeah,
exit. When you get
that
that little
part, that
tingle,
feeling. Mhm.
exit.
Mhm. And I'm gonna say use common sense. Like it, we are making things a lot of times too complicated. Use common sense. Just know your yays and your nays. As long as you know that, I think you can make a sound choice and decision. and keep it pushing, you know,
Know
whether
your
it's
why.
staying or quitting. You'll know off the gate. You'll wake up in the morning like, I know what I need to do. Pray about it that night, wake up in the morning, there'll be your answer.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. All right, ladies, we have had another great conversation with Courts and Convo. Thank you all for joining. I hope you guys love and enjoyed this show. I enjoyed it. So let's raise our glasses and to another Courts and Convo uncourt conversation. We thank you guys for joining, and we hope you have a great week and look forward to speaking with you on next week. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.